In this video, we are going to rationalize the different roots. First of all, what is rationalization? Rationalization is a process which is actually helpful to get rid of the roots from the denominator. Okay. In the questions that you will be getting in class 9th or that you will see in class 10th also, you will always be rationalizing the denominator. But rationalization is not actually confined only to denominator. It means that there will be requirements in later years where you will see that rationalization can be implemented on numerators also. However, when we start learning rationalization, it is applied only to denominators. So let's start learning it. Now, the first example, 1 over root 2. So when we rationalize, what do? We multiply the number as it is with the same root that we have in the denominator, and we also divide with it. So it comes out like this. Please do not cancel them. We have written them, so there is no point cancelling. Otherwise, you will just get back your original number, which is 1 by root 2. Now, what you need to do, you need to multiply this one with root 2 and denominator root 2 with root 2. So, in numerator, you will be getting 1 times root 2, that is root 2. In denominator, root 2 times root 2 gives you just 2. So now what we saw over here, this is going to be a final answer because the aim was to get rid of the roots from the denominator. And that is what we have done. We do not have any further roots in the denominator over here. Now, let's apply the same method in the next question. What we have is 3 over root 3. We always multiply and divide with the roots that we have in the denominator. We had root 3, so I multiplied with root 3 and divided by it. Now what do we need to do? Multiply this 3 with root 3 and root 3 with root 3. So it gives me 3 root 3 over denominator becomes 3. 3 and 3 got cancelled. My answer is only root 3. We can write root 3 over 1, but that is absolutely fine. We can just leave it as root 3. Now, the next one, we have 4 over root 2. So we multiply and divide with root 2. Repeating the process, they will get multiplied. Now 4 into root 2 gives us 4 root 2 over root 2 times root 2 is 2. 2 and 4 will simplify and leave us with the final answer, that is 2 root 2. The last question on the screen, we will multiply with root 3. Okay, now over here in the denominator you can see we had 2 root 3, but we are not going to multiply with 2 root 3 or divide by 2 root 3. We are just using root 3 out of that. The rational component is not going to matter, but it is going to increase your calculations if you include that into rationalization steps. So what we can see over here now, root 5 times root 3, which is root 15. In the denominator, the 2 we have will remain outside, and now you will get root 3 into root 3, which is 3. So we have the final answer as root 15 over 6. This is the rationalization of root 5 over 2 root 3. Now, let's move on to the next one. Okay, in the previous slide, we saw that we had single term in the denominator. But now what we can see on this slide, we have 2 terms in every denominator, where the terms are being separated with addition or subtraction. Now, when we have such cases, how do we need to rationalize? We need to multiply and divide with the same numbers, that is root 2 and 1, but we will change the sign between them. That is, we had negative over here. Instead of negative, we are going to multiply and divide with positive. So that means if you have negative in the denominator, you will multiply and divide with a plus. Or if you have plus in the denominator, you will multiply and divide with a minus. The numbers, the roots remain same. Now let's start. I have just multiplied over here as of now. We need to divide also, which is root 2 plus 1. And why do we do this? Now, if you see in the denominator, what you are having, it is a minus b and this is a plus b. What does it remind you? A minus b into a plus b equals a square minus b square. we always need to apply that identity in the denominator. And if in any case you're not getting this identity, it means you have done something wrong. Okay. Now let's continue with the process. So in numerator, we will be left with root 2 plus 1 because the first numerator was 1. Now, as I told, in the denominator, you will always be getting a square minus b square. And what is your a? Root 2, it gets square. And b is 1, so it will also get square. Now, numerator is as it is. Denominator, root 2 square is 2 minus 1. This gives you the final answer, which is root 2 plus 1. Because 2 minus 1 in the denominator is nothing but 1. So the final answer is root 2 plus 1. Let's start with the same process over here in the second question. We will multiply and divide with 3 minus root 2. We get 3 minus root 2 over here also. Now what do we get? The numerator is 3 minus root 2. Denominator, you will have 3 square minus root 2 square. So this gives you 3 minus root 2 over 9 minus 2, because 3 square is 9 and root 2 square is 2. The final answer we are getting over here is 3 minus root 2 over 7. Any of the portions that we are doing, we are not left with any roots in the denominator, and that is what the target was. Okay, now let's try the next one. We will multiply and divide with root 3 minus root 2 over root 3 minus root 2. So what do we have? 2 times root 3 minus root 2 over root 3 square minus root 2 square. I will expand the bracket in the numerator, which gives me 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2. Denominator, root 3 square is 3, root 2 square is 2. So therefore, the final answer is 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2, because in denominator, we are left with 1. In the first slide, we saw a simpler questions having single term. In the second slide, we saw questions having 2 terms in the denominator. Now let's cover more variety in the next one. Over here in the 8th question, we can see now we have got roots in the numerator as well as denominator. But since we are always rationalizing the denominator, the numerator will not get affected with the first step. So now we are multiplying and dividing with 1 minus root 2, because we had to change the sign. Now, in the numerator, if you see what you are having, 1 minus root 2 multiplied with 1 minus root 2, that means the same terms are getting multiplied, which means it's a square. So we will write 1 minus root 2 whole square divided with 1 square minus root 2 square. Now, it is compulsory, it is useful to apply the identity when you can apply that. And in the numerator over here, what we have is a minus b whole square, which is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So let's start applying that. It gives us 1 minus 2ab means we will have 2 root 2 plus b square, that is root 2 square, which becomes 2. In denominator, we will be left with 1 minus 2. Now, 1 plus 3 in the numerator, 1 plus 2 in the numerator gives us 3 minus 2 root 2 over negative 1. Now, standard form of any rational number says that the negative should be on top, that is in the numerator. And that is what we will do. We will take the negative up, and that will actually convert the sign. So now this negative will change 3 into negative and 2 root 2 into positive. So therefore, my answer will be 2 root 2 minus 3 as the final answer. Okay. Now, the last question of this video, they have asked find a and b. And what we have is root 11 minus root 7 divided with root 11 plus root 7. And it has been equated with a minus b root 77. They have asked to find the value of a and b. So what we will do, we will start with the normal rationalization process. Root 11 minus root 7 divided with root 11 plus root 7 into root 11 minus root 7 over root 11 minus root 7 gives me root 11 minus root 7 whole square over root 11 square minus root 7 square. As of now, I'm just focusing on normal rationalization process. When we are done with rationalizing, then we will equate with a minus b root 77 to get a and b. So now in numerator, we will apply a minus b whole square. So a square is root 11 square, which is 11 minus 2ab, that is root 11 into root 7, which is 77. Then root 7 square, which is 7. In the denominator, we have 11 minus 7 equals now 11 plus 7 is 18 minus 2 root 77 whole divided with 11 minus 7 is 4. Now, you can see that we have got 2 as a common factor in the numerator as well as denominator. So now we will be taking that out and it leaves us with 9 minus root 77 upon 4. So 2 and 4 gets cancelled, leaves us with 2. I am going to separate it out. 9 over 2 minus 1/2 of root 77. Because if I equate this with a and b, this is your a and this is your b. That means my a is 9 over 2 and b is 1 over 2. I hope you have learned rationalization in this video, because I had tried to cover up lots of questions over here, starting from the simpler to the ones where we were finding a and b. And if you have any doubt or you want to ask any kind of a question with respect to it, you can always comment, and do subscribe to the channel for more informative videos. Till then, happy learning!